Gonna lie, I'm disappointed in Big 30 because it literally, this whole interview just sounded like he was copping pleas. And I'm like, dog, if you felt the way, because you obviously did, you wrote literally like a 2-page paragraph on Facebook about how you felt about the situation when you heard the song.
Did you really have to pay like a 500 to $1 million
to
get out your label or something like that?
Yeah.
The drama between Moneybagg Yo and Big 30 has been bubbling for years. But just when it seemed like the heat had died down, they lit the fuse all over again. And more violence followed. Memphis is turning into a war zone, and this beef is getting messier by the minute.
And they'll try to make it seem like he only talked about you in one verse. You put out a leak song, we heard the diss towards you, like, but however you felt, stand on business. And even if you sit here and want to be honest and be like, y'all had conversations after that and y'all kind of squashed it, then cool, say that, but don't make it seem like it's nothing and people taking that.
In July 2024, Big 30 dropped a savage diss track straight at Moneybagg Yo, and he didn't pull any punches. Big 30 went in hard, saying Moneybagg was never really active in the streets and just spits about a life he's never lived. He snapped, "You don't even hurt people. Boy, you Noki living." That line hit deep because Noki, Big 30's cousin, was once the real glue between the two. Noki had signed to Moneybagg's label back in the day, but unlike others, he never left that street grind behind. Tragically, Noki was ended in January 2022, and his death sent shockwaves through Big 30's world. Word out there says Noki was deep in that life, handling serious business. After his death, Big 30 dropped a tribute track called Noki Living, and it wasn't just emotional, it was full of fire and threats. One line had fans shook, "Andre 30, the homicide. Man, I'm gonna send shots at you fitted. I better not drop a bag on one. Everybody gonna get it? I'm EBK. Mine drop $1 million on your whole committee." Then he added even more rawness. "I remember thugging on Willett all the way back to Janice. Way before rapping, I was trapping, posted with the Matic. You speak on Noki, you going to die." The craziest part, Big 30 exposed that Moneybagg Yo pretended to be close to Noki, but didn't even show up to his funeral. In the track, Big 30 warned, "I better not say on this song, say what I'll do to you." Things between them aren't just tense, they're explosive. Then came Big 30's cold message, "Go shake your ass, I gotta attend my bro's funeral." From there, he unloaded on Moneybagg for switching up and being surrounded by fake energy. He rapped, "You ain't no stand-up guy no more. Yes, men glued to you. Guess you ain't sliding, cause that just ain't your lane. I put morals over money. Man, you a fraud." Big 30 didn't hold anything back. Big 30 called out Moneybagg for faking the tough guy image, saying, "It don't even sound right on you, I swear to God." That line hit, and fast. But Moneybagg didn't stay quiet. He shot back, claiming he gave Big 30 jewelry. But Big 30 clapped back quick, snapping, "I figured out why you left me, but why you lying on me? You gave me jewelry off your body and I still paid it back. Now you bragging on it? What type of CEO is that? He was on fire." And he didn't stop there. Big 30 dragged Moneybagg for putting their personal issues on blast instead of handling things behind the scenes like a real boss should. Then came one of the pettiest blows, plastic surgery shade. Big 30 spit, "Name a time you seen me without a Glock and a 223. Or an ADRAC. I work out and lose weight. I ain't paying no doctor to redo my face." He was straight up calling out Moneybagg for allegedly tweaking his looks instead of grinding naturally. Moneybagg wasn't gonna let that slide. He clapped back with a verse packed with venom. "Rap dudes? Man, forget rap dudes. I don't even care to rap with them. I've been in my bag. Truth is, I don't care about y'all Instagram mask wearing clout chasers. You hiding your hand and really just a fan. Don't let me find out." Then he turned it up even more, throwing dirt on Big 30's pockets, saying he was broke and tossing in the line, "I feel like Shiesty. I don't need no security in the club." This beef ain't cooling off. It's getting nastier with every verse. These two are going for the throat. Then came more money talk. Moneybagg fired off, "Can't break out a dub, man. I drop an op and throw a party like I'm Mr. Ruggs." That line hit hard, but he wasn't done. He blasted Big 30 for pillow talking with a girl, calling it weak, and said, "You gotta explain that to that girl. Go blame it on the pills, the lean, or the green. That's what y'all dudes really are anyway. Fans!" And just when you thought he'd let that plastic surgery jab go, Moneybagg clapped back strong. "I'm calling it how I see it. What makes you think I'd mess with my skin with surgery? Y'all out of shape folks don't even know what a gym looks like." He made it clear, his looks all grind, no surgeon. Big 30's been out here saying Moneybagg Yo was never really in the trenches, but Moneybagg flipped that quick. He said, "These dudes talk all that gangster stuff, all that rah-rah. I never heard of no spins. He was probably in the car but ain't shoot nothing. Must have forgot I know the real. Then he doubled down with a warning. Ain't no man alive can say they ever punked me. Come find out yourself. That's not just talk. That's a straight up challenge. Big 30 wasn't backing down either. He jumped on social media and called it out. It's wild how Moneybagg been in the rap game 15 years and he's still out here calling other dudes rap guys. Big 30 said Moneybagg ain't never been in the field, claiming the only thing he guilty of is faking it, and it gets deeper. They've been out here smoking loud in places where it's still illegal, all while this beef's been turning into something way bigger than anyone thought. When Big 30 first fired shots in that unreleased track, folks thought it'd be a quick back and forth, but now it's spiraled into a full-blown war. Behind the music, there's real tension over business too. Big 30 had been feeling some type of way about how he was being handled under Moneybagg's Bread Gang label. Word was he felt sidelined, like he wasn't getting the same push. But Moneybagg clapped back in a leaked track saying, I want everybody to win. If I sign you, I'm letting you win. Why would I hold someone back? The fans gonna feel who they feel. But then things got even messier. Rumors started flying that Big 30 was trying to sign a new deal behind Moneybagg's back without saying a word. That had people talking, and Moneybagg let it all out in his next bar. Try to go make a move behind my back. Let's wake it up, be for real. Talking like I stole something, man, I ain't hurting for nothing. You just capping to get out your deal. Shots fired again. Let's not forget, Big 30 started making waves when he linked up with his day one, Pushisti. The two were dropping bangers and heating up fast. But in 2020, it all shifted when Pushisti got locked up for a shooting and robbery down in Florida. He got hit with a 5-year sentence, and that sent shockwaves through the whole movement. When Pushisti first blew up, he signed with Gucci Mane's 1017 label, and Gucci already had his eyes locked on Big 30 too. But Big 30 was already tied in with CMG through Moneybagg Yo, and that one decision might have shifted his whole path. Back then, Big 30 stayed loyal to CMG, mostly because things were still cool between him and Moneybagg. But not everyone was feeling that loyalty, especially not Gucci. Word started floating around that Gucci Mane wasn't happy after Big 30 passed on 1017, and just like that, another beef started brewing. At first, it seemed like things were good. Big 30 even posted a photo poolside with Pushisti and Gucci at a video shoot. It looked friendly, until Gucci dropped a cold shot in the comments. KA, stop posting me. Dude, we met once. That shook the whole internet. They went back and forth online for a bit, but eventually cooled it off and even linked on a track. Still, turning down 1017 to stick with CMG, that might have been the move that slowed Big 30's rise. Since Pooh got locked up, Big 30's momentum hasn't hit the same. And now, he's beefing with the same guy who first gave him a real shot, Moneybagg Yo. In a diss, Moneybagg snapped back hard. You the one that did that fake stuff. I stood on mine. How am I in the wrong? You were supposed to go harder when Shiesty got locked, but it's like you just stopped putting on. To really understand why it's gotten so tense, you gotta rewind the clock. Moneybagg Yo came up on the south side of Memphis. He was out there hustling at just 15. He used to treat rapping like a hobby, never expecting it to bring serious paper. But after a near-death run-in with his ops, he switched gears and hit the studio for real. Moneybagg started from the bottom, pushing mixtapes on his own without any big help. That grind made Memphis take notice. He earned his name off pure hustle. Around that same time, Yo Gotti was already a legend in Memphis. But there was tension, real street tension, because Gotti's from the north side and the north and south of Memphis, they've been divided for years. Still, Yo Gotti saw raw talent in Moneybagg and brought him into the CMG family. That cosign lit a fire, but it also stirred up heavy drama in the city. Big 30 might have been caught in the middle of all that street politics without even realizing how deep it really ran. Back in the day, Moneybagg Yo was locked in tight with a crew called Young Mob. He was running with his right-hand man Stupid Duke and a bunch of other street heavyweights. But the second he signed with Yo Gotti, that bond got cut real fast. And it wasn't just about clout or jealousy, this rift had deep, dangerous roots. See, around 2010, there was a major street beef brewing between Yo Gotti and a Young Mob affiliate named OG Boo Dirty. Things got wild one night outside a club. Both camps ran into each other. Words got heated, and someone tried to cool it down. But then, OG Boo Dirty allegedly swung on somebody, and all chaos broke loose. Guns came out, shots were fired, and one person ended up dead on the scene. It wasn't just rap drama, it was war. From that moment on, folks in Memphis knew this wasn't about music. It was real-life beef between Yo Gotti's squad and Young Mob. Now here's the wild part. Both OG Boo Dirty and Moneybagg Yo are from Walker Homes in South Memphis. They go way back. Moneybagg even appeared in the video for Boo Dirty's diss track aimed at Gotti. So when Moneybagg turned around and signed to CMG, to Young Mob, that was straight betrayal, and they never forgave him. And just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, Moneybagg Yo used to be cool with Young Dolph too. Back when he was still trying to get his foot in the rap game, Dolph gave him a free feature to help him out. But once Dolph and Gotti started clashing, that put Moneybagg in a tight spot, and eventually he had to choose a side. Yo Gotti originally wanted Dolph to join CMG, but Dolph wasn't with it. He was all about staying independent. He didn't want to be under anyone else's label. That rubbed Gotti the wrong way, and next thing you know, they're dissing each other in interviews and throwing shots left and right. What started as business disagreements turned into real beef, and Memphis knew it. At first, Moneybagg tried to stay neutral. He didn't want to pick a side in the Gotti-Dolph war, but he was also working with another Memphis name on the rise, Finesse 2 Times. Finesse had just come home after doing time for aggravated robbery and was ready to go hard in the booth. He linked up with Moneybagg and Bread Gang, even claiming he ghost wrote some tracks and handed him bars. But then Finesse tried to jump into the beef with Dolph, and Moneybagg reportedly told him to fall back. That set Finesse off. He went public calling Moneybagg soft and fake. Meanwhile, the drama between Yo Gotti and Dolph kept getting worse. This wasn't just diss tracks anymore, there were bullets flying and Memphis was on edge. What most fans didn't realize is just how deep all these ties run. Young Dolph was closely connected to a crew called Trilla Mafia, and through them, he was locked in with a dude named J Money. That's where things start looping back to Big 30 and his cousin Noki. They were all running in the same circles back in the day. So this beef ain't just about bars, it's about real loyalty, street codes, and connections that go way beyond the rap game. J Money, he was one of the most active names in the Memphis streets, straight up known for putting in work. When he was only 18, he caught a serious case, allegedly for homicide, someone from his own crew. The story goes, J Money was standing on the block when a car pulled up. He thought it was an op and started letting shots fly, but his own homie, Denzel Monroe, was in the whip. Denzel jumped out and tried to stop him, yelling for him to chill, but folks say J Money kept spraying anyway. Denzel got hit and didn't make it. It was tragic and wild. Somehow J Money beat the case and bounced right back, turning to music. He started linking up with Dolph in the studio, and word on the street was he was about to sign with Paper Route Empire. But in 2016, right when his career was starting to move, J Money was shot and ended outside a club. That loss rocked Trilla Mafia. He was one of their top guys, and without him, things started falling apart fast. Then it got even messier. Rumor has it that Big Scar was messing with the same girl as J Money's brother, D Money, and that kicked off all kinds of drama inside the crew. The tension got real ugly. Eventually, Big Scar and a few others from Trilla decided to break off and start their own squad, Rich and Ruthless, better known in the streets as Double R. But it didn't stop there. A member of Double R started clashing with a Trilla Mafia dude named C-Mode, and just like that, things spiraled out of control. What started as old street ties and personal drama turned into a whole new wave of beefs between crews that used to be family. BG, repping that Double R set, had been throwing heavy shots at C-Mode all over social media. He wasn't holding back, calling him out, disrespecting his name. Then one night, while BG was riding around with another Double R member named 2-3, it went down. Shots lit up their car out of nowhere. BG was ended on the spot, and 2-3 barely made it out alive. Word on the street, C-Mode and his people, Zay and Go Crazy, were behind the ambush. But only Go Crazy caught a case for it. The streets were buzzing heavy after that, tensions sky high, trust gone, and revenge hanging in the air. C-Mode ended up getting booked on a separate case and got sent off to juvie, but Zay was still outside. Though not for long, he was shot and ended, and whispers started flying that Double R might have been behind the hit. Then came the next blow. Trilla Mafia allegedly struck back and took out 2-3 in retaliation. After J Money's death, his brother D Money tried to keep the Trilla Mafia name alive. He was still active, still holding it down for the crew. But tragedy hit again. D Money was gunned down too, and this time folks were pointing at a Double R affiliate named Big UNC. But here's where it gets real murky. Some say Big UNC ain't actually Double R. They claim he's from KSBG and TTK, but just rocks close with a few Double R heads. The beef between Double R and Trilla Mafia had gotten completely out of control. So when young Dolph signed Big UNC to his label, the city was shocked. Dolph had always been close with Trilla back in the J Money days, but after the crew split, he leaned in with Double R. Even though Dolph never jumped into the beef directly, fans thought it was wild he signed the guy accused of taking out his late homie's brother. Then came the biggest blow of them all. In 2021, Memphis was shaken to the core. Young Dolph was tragically shot and ended. One of the alleged shooters, a Trilla Mafia affiliate named Straight Drop. But here's the wild twist. Straight Drop was also tied to Yo Gotti and CMG. And according to the second shooter in the case, it was Gotti's own brother, Big Jook, who allegedly put up the money for the hit. To make it even more tangled, Big 30 and his cousin Noki were tight with Straight Drop too. And Big 30 also had connections to Double R hitters like Big Scar. These streets run deep, and so does the chaos. With crews overlapping, loyalty lines blurred, and years of bodies dropping, this Memphis story is still shaking the city like an earthquake. When Big Scar tragically passed from an overdose in 2022, people expected Big 30 to show up and pay his respects, but he was nowhere to be seen. Fans noticed, and the internet lit up with questions. Big 30 later claimed it was all just a mix-up, saying, "I ain't care who would have been there. I love you dearly." Still, folks were side-eyeing hard, since the two had collabed on tracks and were seen as close in the game. Big 30 reps a set called KSBG, and lately there's been talk of tension between KSBG and Double R. But according to the streets, it's not a full-blown war. It's more like personal issues than set-on-set beef. Big 30's cousin also throws up KSBG, and he even went as far as to claim that Moneybagg Yo only signed them for protection. That sparked a whole new wave of rumors. After Moneybagg's first diss leaked, Big 30 wasted no time. He jumped on Facebook and started letting it all out. He accused Moneybagg of getting extorted and claimed he was selling goods out of Big 30's own hood just to keep himself safe. Then he added fuel to the fire by saying Moneybagg once begged Pooh Shiesty for a big bird chain, but Pooh shut him down cold. Big 30 didn't hold back. He said, "Ain't nobody in Memphis even respected Moneybagg until he linked with Shiesty, Noki, and me." And when Noki passed, Big 30 says Moneybagg went silent. No tribute, no show of love, nothing. That disrespect hit hard. Moneybagg had already aired Big 30 out in a track, claiming he fell off after Shiesty got locked. But Big 30 fired right back, saying he didn't fall off at all. He just stepped away from rap to deal with real street stuff. "I couldn't stay in rap mode like Moneybagg did. I had real stuff to handle," he said. That line made it clear he wasn't in hiding, he was on a mission. And then came the jewelry drama. Big 30 threw more shade, saying the only thing Moneybagg ever gave him was a cheap-ass Cardi, and he already paid him back for it. The disrespect between these two just keeps building, and at this point, nobody knows if either of them will ever let it go. Big 30 didn't bite his tongue. He made it crystal clear he's been stacking paper since he was 18 and never needed Moneybagg Yo then or now. He even fired off a slick jab saying Moneybagg just copies everything Lil Baby does, going as far as calling Lil Baby his father. That shot had fans gasping. Big 30 had been going in non-stop, dragging Moneybagg's name through the dirt without holding back. But in a twist during an interview, Big 30 said the beef wasn't really stressing him. It didn't bother him like that. That was before Moneybagg Yo dropped his new album and turned the pressure way back up with fresh disses aimed right at Big 30. Now, the tension's boiling and it feels like something explosive is just around the corner. One line from Moneybagg's new track had the streets buzzing. "Up a ticket when I was hollering out I need a plug." That bar referenced his past collab with Young Dolph, and fans instantly felt the tension skyrocket again. Then came one of the deepest rumors in this whole mess. Some sources claim Noki, Big 30's cousin, was ended over beef tied to Moneybagg Yo in Memphis. No one really knows the full truth about what happened that night, but what's clear is that Noki was very active before his life was cut short. He caught his first case at just 14, and while locked up, he was bumping Moneybagg Yo's tracks heavy. When Noki came home at 18, he linked up with Moneybagg in person. That's when Moneybagg allegedly showed him $700,000 in cash and told him straight up to leave the streets and hop in the studio. That moment was supposed to be a major turning point. But tragedy struck hard on January 28th, 2022. Noki was gunned down in Whitehaven. He had pulled up that night to show love and support Big 30 at one of his shows. But instead of celebration, the night ended in heartbreak. His death rocked the whole city. Now, with the pain from Noki's loss, the public jabs, old alliances turned sour, and tracks getting more aggressive by the week, Memphis is sitting on a powder keg that could blow at any second. Right after Noki left Big 30's show that night, just hours later, he was found dead. Paramedics pulled up to a chaotic scene, and the streets instantly lit up with rumors. People started whispering that this wasn't some random act. Something about it felt personal. Whispers spread fast that the beef between Big 30 and Moneybagg Yo might somehow be linked to the homicide of young Dolph. Why? Because all these dudes were tied to rival crews deep in real Memphis street wars. A lot of folks believe it all really kicked off when Moneybagg teamed up with Yo Gotti. That alliance shook the city and sent waves through every hood. Some say Noki got caught in the crossfire because of street tension that came with Moneybagg's rise. But early on, nobody had solid proof. It was just heavy talk floating through Memphis. Then things got even wilder. Just months later, Big 30's close friend Chief Dollar was gunned down in the same area where Noki got ended. At first, nobody knew who was behind it, but by 2024, the truth started creeping out. 2 members of Young Mob were hit with charges tied to Chief Dollar's elimination, and it didn't stop there. The drama kept escalating. In May 2023, more Young Mob affiliates were arrested after a crazy shootout in Harbortown. Stupid Duke, Paul Nelson, Rodnick Winston, and another alleged Young Mob member pulled up to Tug's Casual Grill and opened fire on a man sitting outside on the patio. The man tried to run inside the restaurant, but the shooters chased him in. And that's when the whole place, packed with 50 people just trying to eat, turned into a war zone. Bullets were flying in every direction. In the middle of the chaos, Rodnick Winston got hit. His crew raced him to a nearby fire station, but it was too late. He didn't make it. Later, 2 more names surfaced, Muhammad Samba and Quentin Moss, who were also charged in connection to Chief Dollar's homicide. Between the street homicides, revenge hits, and all these direct ties to major names in Memphis rap, this isn't just a rap beef. It's a violent storm that keeps pulling more people in. Now, the rumors won't stop. Folks are saying Chief Dollar's homicide and all this Young Mob drama might trace back to moves Moneybagg Yo made years ago. Word is, when he chose to align himself with Yo Gotti, knowing there was bad blood between Gotti and Young Mob, it sparked a street war that's still unfolding to this day. Nothing's been officially confirmed, but word in the streets is Moneybagg Yo started feeling pressure from his old squad, Young Mob, so he began linking up with hitters from KSBG, like Big 30 and Noki, for protection. Some leaked paperwork even claims KSBG started sliding on Young Mob for Moneybagg. The docs mention Brian Lackland, aka Stupid Duke, beefing with someone listed as DW, allegedly Moneybagg's real name, Demario White. But it don't stop there. That same paperwork says that back in 2021, KSBG shooters allegedly tried to take Stupid Duke out right outside a barbershop, while Moneybagg was quietly aligning himself with KSBG behind the scenes. Now, this Big 30 versus Moneybagg Yo feud ain't just about music. It's tied to street politics, real alliances, and some serious loss. If any of these rumors are even halfway true, then Moneybagg's ties to KSBG could have played a part in the deaths of Noki, Big 30's cousin, and his close friend Chief Dollar. And Big 30? He feels like Moneybagg never really had their back, just used them to shield himself while dodging smoke from Young Mob. This cycle's deadly, and the city of Memphis is stuck right in the middle, a place built on music, loyalty, and real codes. But this kind of war, it doesn't come with warning shots. And if things keep spiraling, who's next? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is this just rap beef gone too far, or is there something way deeper under the surface? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts down below. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay locked in.